Let me say something to you right quick, family. Stop letting your children go to doctors. The thing that you fail to realize about who your first molester is the doctor. This is the person who takes their finger and sticks it in your little girl's vagina. He's the first person to violate her body. This is not biblical. Your little boy wants to try out for sports and you take him to go get a physical, and there is somebody there rubbing and touching his genitals. This is not biblical. People are touching their bodies. They are not married. Nobody should be touching the body until the person is married. That is for the husband and wife to do, not these doctors. People are putting way too much trust into doctors, especially when it comes down to their children. Imagine that hand, how many vaginas that hand has been in. I don't care if it is covered up with a glove. It is still has spirits attached to it. Now, he done been in Trina vagina. You know how she do. He done been up and through all these vaginas, and these spirits is attached to his hands. And now he take that same hand and stick it up your daughter's vagina. Next thing you know, she out here having all kind of demonic wet dreams because he's created a soul tie with your child. She has created a soul tie with your child because now they're dreaming about it and fantasizing about it. And that is an open contract in the spirit. So now your daughter grows up to be promiscuous and she has several boyfriends and she gets pregnant. You blame her. Stop blaming your children for the things that you did. You allow Satan to come into your child and bring that child a spirit husband or spirit spouse wife. Because you let a doctor violate your child sexually. And 9 times out of 10, he did it right there when you were standing, right there in the same room with them, rubbing your child's scrotums around, sticking their finger in your child's vagina. We need to learn the tricks of the devil. Look at the one shaking the jar. See, you're thinking that it's just because she want to be grown. Nah, it's because you open up the door to let these devils come in and violate your daughter. You let these devils come in and violate your son. Now he's having dreams that he's having sex with a woman. Yeah, it's real. Spirit spouses don't start when you get old. No, they start when you're young. Your children are having sexual dreams and they don't understand why they are having sexual dreams. Because you let a doctor come in and sexually violate the purity of your child. You, mom and dad, you, grandma, you, caregiver, you, auntie, you let these doctors come in and violate your child's purity. Oh, I'm just going to stick my finger up her vagina to see if her hymen's been broken. Her word should be good enough. You should be able to go and pray and ask the Holy Ghost to show you the truth about your child without having some doctor stick his finger up your child's vagina. But y'all don't see that. Y'all don't see that. That you just open up the door to sin in your child's life. A doctor does not, he doesn't get a pass for sin. He has no business sticking his finger up your child's vagina. And now you're taking her in there to go get her breast examined. Oh, we're just going to do a little breast examination on her just to make sure she doesn't have lumps. He's caressing your child's breast. He's caressing your breast. All these years we've been getting violated and never knew. All these years you've been fighting all these demonic wet dreams and you didn't know. Well, let me tell you, this is probably one of the doors that our parents opened or we opened, trying to go be fast and grown. I'm just going to go get on some birth controls. Okay, yeah, okay, let us do a little examination on you. Yeah, they're examining you. And then they're sacrificing you to the second heavens where all the demons are waiting, watching, can't wait to get in and wreak havoc in your life. So now you're starting getting all these little wet dreams, your little child, your little precious. And now they begin to act on those dreams. Because that's what devils do. Those dreams are like torment. And then they will torment your child until your child begins to act on it. Whether they touch themselves or whether they sneak into your room and get your little toy and see what it does. Or, they're rubbing their little cooch on something. Or he's humping dolls, humping those stuffed animals. Or he starts to hump on his little sister or his little niece. Because you allow somebody to go down there and touch his scrotums. His little thing got hard because he didn't know how to control that. Nobody taught him how to control that emotion, that feeling, that sensation. And now you're saying, I don't know where this behavior is coming from. The behavior is coming from the doctor's office that you took him to, where you got a grown adult person fondling your children. That's what that is. That's what that is. That is not purity. That is not purity. Nobody on earth has no reason to be touching your child area down here. There's no reason for your child to be going to a doctor to get her vagina checked out. Unless, some other things have happened in the house where she probably was sexually violated. But we need to learn how to pray demons out of our children. Because so many demons enter in through sexual sin. And that, my friend, is a sexual sin. If anybody goes in and start touching your child, no doctor is excluded from that. No doctor. You notice when a doctor sticks his finger in a little girl, the first thing she does is clenches, because she knows that that's an area nobody belongs. And mom and dad, you take your kids so faithfully to these doctor's appointments. Taking your child to get these screenings. When you can teach your child how to do things themselves. But see, a lot of you sell your children out for fame, for fortune. You are your ancestors. You sell them out so that you can become rich and live in a fancy house. So you can have money in the bank. Not knowing the whole entire time your child is paying the price for you to live that lavish lifestyle. And they don't tell you what's going on in their minds because they haven't quite figured it out themselves. But I'm here to say and to tell you, stop selling your kids out just so you can live lavish. Teach them to do something that doesn't require them to have somebody's hands all over their bodies. Stop thinking your daughter needs to go get on birth control just because you see that she's budding. She's supposed to be. That's what her body's supposed to be doing. It's doing what it's supposed to do. And teach your sons that no woman or no man got no reason to be putting their hands down there, touching their scrotums. You wonder why he gay. He liked it. He didn't know how to control that feeling, that emotion. He didn't know. And you open up the door. Talking about you don't know what happened. You don't know why he liked that. We got to do better. We got to do better. Your child, the only time a woman needs to have a man touching her body is when she's giving birth. And truth be told, she can have an all-woman doctor. You know what I mean? But when a person looks at your child, they create that soul tie. You don't know what they do when you walk out of that room with your child. You don't know if he lusting over her little vagina. He lusting over his little scrotums. That creates a soul tie. There is a bond there now because that doctor got lusted over your little child. And you think because it's a doctor that it's okay. It's not okay to be taking your children to these pedophiles. That's pedophilia. You think because they got a white coat and a stethoscope around their neck that it's okay. It's not. It is not okay for them to be down there violating your child. It is not. The only person that should be touching your child and what you should be teaching them is when they get married. So when that person, that doctor, is touching your child like that, they open up the door for spirit spouses to come in. And when your child starts having those demonic sexual wet dreams, that's that spirit consummating the marriage between your child and it. Demons are pedophiles. Demons are rapists. They sodomize. They do everything. They don't care. They don't care because she 8. Or you think they care because he's 12. They don't care. You have to understand the spirit world and the world that you live in. And stop trusting people with your children just because they wear a white coat. And you take them to a doctor's office for no reason at all. Some of y'all gonna get this and some of y'all not because you the problem. You the problem. Stop taking your children to the doctor. Stop taking your 15-year-old. Talking about, well, she's 15, she's 16, she got her, I'm going to go take her, go ahead on and get her physical. No, you're going to ready to go take her to get initiated. That's called initiation in the spirit realm. You just initiated her in him. You just sacrificed your child. That's a sacrifice. Because you just let some grown man stick his fingers up your child's vagina. You just let some grown man or some grown woman rub on your son's scrotums. Talking about cough. Y'all got to pay attention to what's going on in this world. And stop trusting people with your children. Doctor or no doctor. Look, you got to stop doing that, especially when it comes down to this area. Here, it's not biblical. Never was supposed to have been done. So many of us got initiated and didn't even know it. So many of us got sacrificed and didn't even know it. You must break those soul ties with your child and the doctor. Cut them, burn them, sever the umbilical cords, repent, and never take your child to another gynecologist, another doctor, to have their breast and vagina and scrotums rubbed and violated and fingered. You gotta stop doing those things to your children. You gotta stop doing those things yourself, women. You're a married woman and you got another man hands down in your vagina. Oh, it's okay because he's a doctor. It's not okay because he's a doctor. It's not okay. You know your body. You should be taking care of your body. You need to eat right. You need to live right. You need to do what it is that your body is calling you to do. You can examine your own breast. Honey, I'm going to lift my hands up over my head. I want you to go a circular motion. He's your husband. He can do that. It's not violation. You are one. But you go pay a doctor, a stranger, to go and rub your breast. We go and let a woman come in and feel all over our breast and stick it in a machine and smash down on it. It was never meant to be. It was never meant to be. Never. We fell for the hype. And all these people are touching other people. They're touching other people, and they come in and they touch you. Witches and warlocks, they go to the doctor because they can't cure themselves. They can't cure you either. But you be going giving them your money, thinking that they gonna cure you, and they going to the doctor, the same doctor you going to. And now he done touched and felt all over them. And now you come in right behind her, and he touching and feeling all over you after he just touched and felt out on the witch and the warlock. And now everything in your life is going cuckoo. And you can't figure it out why. Stop letting people touch you. Stop letting people touch your children. Stop. Stop. Eat healthy. Do right. Do some form of exercise. Stop smoking. Stop drinking. Stop partying. Stop getting high. Stop. And take care of your body. Learn to put the things in your body that's going to cause your body to do what it is supposed to do, where you don't have to go to a doctor. You don't need no shots. You don't need no vaccinations. You don't need none of that. The world deceived us. People lived back in them days and never got a shot ever, and lived to be old, and was still giving birth at 99 years old. Okay? Come on. Stop. Stop. Seek wisdom. Look at what you're doing. Look at what you're putting your child through. Laying on a table with a grown man hovering over them with his big grown man hands in their vagina, rubbing their breasts. But you mad at 16-year-old Ray Ray for sleeping with her. That's her age. But you didn't get mad when a doctor, a 30-something-year-old, a 40-something-year-old, a 50-something-year-old, a 60-something-year-old stuck his fingers in her vagina. Stop. Stop. Let it go. Seek godly counsel when it comes down to your family and your children and what should be done. Okay?